Hello, my name is Erin with Dream Design Builders. The purpose of this two-part video is to show BNI members how to create the data source, then perform a mail merge in order to create your Visitors Day invitation letters. We will be using Microsoft Word and Excel 2007 for this demonstration. If you already have your data source ready to go, you may skip to part 2 in this series entitled Mail Merge, a tutorial for BNIs. If you don't know what a data source is, you're watching the right video. So what is a mail merge anyway? Mail merge is a tool you use within your word processing software that essentially enables you to customize a form letter. The tool creates one copy of your standard letter for each unique recipient and addresses it specifically to that person. Microsoft Word does this by working off of a list of your recipients, which is saved in a special format called a data source. This software automatically fills in the name and address information from your list so that you don't have to type out each letter individually. You're creating individual pieces of mail for many different people by merging their contact data into a standard template. Mail merge can save you a lot of time if you know how to use it. What is a data source? If you were to look up instructions on how to do a mail merge, one of the first things you would run across is the term data source. A data source is just a list of the people you want to send your letter to, saved in a special format called a CSV file. CSV stands for comma-separated values. So how do I create my data source? There are two ways to create your data source depending on whether you store people's addresses and phone numbers in a software program or if you use a physical Rolodex. Many people keep track of their contacts and customers using CRM, or Contact Relationship Management software, such as Microsoft Outlook, ACT by Sage, or Salesforce. All of these CRM programs have a feature that allows you to export your contacts into a basic file type called CSV. Exporting means converting your information from whatever format you currently have it in into a common denominator format that can be read by many different kinds of programs and applications. If you use a CRM program, it will be easy to export your contacts into a format that Microsoft Word can read and use as your data source for the purposes of a mail merge. If you don't use a CRM program, you will need to manually input your contacts' names and addresses into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, which we can then turn into the data source for your mail merge. In this video, we will use Outlook as our example of CRM software. Every CRM program has its own way of exporting data, and you can find out how yours works by searching the Help section for the term export. Let me show you how to get people's names and addresses from Outlook into a data source that can be read by Microsoft Word for the purposes of a mail merge, specifically for the BNI Visitors Day letter. Begin by opening Outlook. Go to the Contacts view to see a list of your contacts. Bear in mind that for the BNI invitation letter, you will need the following pieces of information for each person that you want to send the letter to. First name, last name, company name, street address, line 1, street address 2, or suite number, city, state, zip, and profession. Do you have this information filled in for the majority of your contacts? If so, proceed with the next step, the export. If you don't have the profession filled in, don't worry, we will show you how to add that later. But if you see that in Outlook you're missing a lot of the required information, you may just want to consider skipping the exporting step and manually creating your data source in Excel. We'll cover that in a second. Within your Outlook contacts, You are now going to select the 20 or more people you want to send your invite letter to, and you're going to create a new folder to put these contacts into. So start by right-clicking on the contacts and select New Folder. Name the new folder something that makes sense, such as BNI Prospects. Now scroll through your contacts and select the contacts that you intend to send the letter to. You can select multiple contacts by holding down Control and then clicking on the contact. Once you have these contacts selected, right-click on one of them and select Move to Folder. Alternatively, you may find it easier just to drag and drop the contact into your new folder. Go to the File menu and choose Import and Export. The Import and Export wizard launches. Choose Export to a File and hit Next. Choose MS Excel 97 to 2003 and press Next. Now this screen is asking you what folder you want to export the data from. Since you launched this wizard from within your new folder should already be selected. So you can just hit Next. This is important because if you select the Contacts folder, it will export all of the contacts that you have. Under Save As, type in an easily identifiable name for your file, such as BNI Viz Day 2010 Contact List. Then click Browse and choose a location for the file that will be easy for you to access and remember, such as a folder within your documents called BNI. Hit Next. Now we are going to choose the information that we need to go into the letter under Map Custom Fields. Click Clear Map because you only need a few of the fields. Now select the first field that you need, first name. Drag it over from the left side to the right side to add. Continue with each field required by the BNI letter, last name, address, etc. Almost all the way at the bottom you'll find profession, not in alphabetical order. Press OK and press Finish. We are through with Outlook now, so you can close it. Navigate to the file you just saved and open it. This is the list of people you want to send your invitation letter to. Look through your list and make sure all the information is filled in. Now, if you don't use a CRM program, this is where your instructions will start, creating your data source by hand in Microsoft Excel. If you're starting from scratch, you will open Microsoft Excel and create a new blank spreadsheet that looks just like this one. Across the top row, type in one BNI field in the first cell of each column, as so. Your column headers will become the names of the fields you will use in Word. The BNI invite template requires you to list the profession to which the person belongs. It goes in these two spots in the letter. Because of how the letter is phrased, you will need to type in a or an in front of the name of the profession, depending on what letter it starts with. For example, type in a plumber and an attorney. This will make it easier later instead of having to go through and change each letter in multiple places. You also need to make sure you phrase the name of the profession in such a way as that it fits into the grammar of the letter. So, if the person is in marketing, don't just type in a marketing. Rephrase it to say a marketing professional or an insurance broker. Just remember that whatever you call it, it has to start with a or an. Once it's all filled in and complete, save it. You can choose to keep the file in CSV format or just save it as an Excel file. Remember where you save it. This file becomes the data source for your mail merge. Now you're ready to start your mail merge. Move on to the next video in the series. Thank you.